How's it going, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Trufflez Technical Minecraft. I hope you're liking the new intro. It is definitely a change up from the previous one, so whether or not you love it or hate it, please do leave a comment down below telling me what you think. Also, I've kind of decided to rebrand the series a little bit. I think we've kind of graduated from being just a plain old survival series, so if you do have any opinions about either of those changes, definitely leave a comment. So last episode we built this contraption behind me. It is definitely not done yet. There's a couple of things we need to do to get this thing up and running, but I do want to shift gears a little bit here and work on something else just for the time being. So let's go ahead and fly on over here if I can stick this landing. Alright, and you'll notice we have all these brewing stands, but we don't have a working potion lab yet. And no, I haven't exactly neglected this thing. I have been working on the design for our new potion lab here in a creative testing world, but there are a couple of major engineering issues which have taken me a very long time to sort out. The biggest issue is that the netherwort farm, let's see if I can just break a hole in the wall here. The netherwort farm is literally right here. Unfortunately, there's not very much I can do about this. So with those size considerations in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the designs I came up with for our new potion lab. Alright, so behind me, as you can see, we have two different designs that I've come up with for our potion system. So in the front here, we have this panel that you can select the major potion that you want to make. If you want to make, say, a speed potion, then you would select sugar. Now, if you want to make like a harming potion, for example, you would select glistering melon, which makes a healing potion, and then you would select the augment, which adds a spider eye. And all you have to do really is select, using these levers, which chest you want it to go into. Then when that's done, you click this here, and the whole system kind of takes off, and it should automatically, oh yeah, here we go. The minecart with its items goes into this this position right here, and we have all crit potions being brewed up, and pretty shortly here, the next ingredient will go in, and it'll create a healing potion. Ah, there we go. You can see that fermented spider eye has been selected, and that should be making a regular drinkable potion of instant damage, which I don't know why on earth you would want. But yeah, the minecart has automatically gone back to its original location, and pretty soon here it's going to pick up more items and make another potion. But as you can definitely see, there is a major issue with the design, and that is that we only have one brewing stand. And of course back here you have the brains of the system. Oh man, there is so much redstone back here, and that's the other reason why I do not want to build this in survival, because all of this redstone is so ridiculously compact. It's just stuffed in here. So now that we've gone over the two major issues with the previous design, let's go ahead and take a look at the new one. So let's go ahead and select a speed 2 potion. So speed requires netherwort. Actually, let's make a splash potion 2, and we will strengthen it, yes. So that will program a speed 2 potion into the system. And like before, I'm going to go ahead and select one of these levers here, which will select the chest that you want to have the items go into. I'm going to show you how that system works later, but for right now, let's just go ahead and run this thing once, and I'm going to try to talk through what happens here. It all happens really fast. So right now you can see the items for speed potions going onto the tracks. They get picked up by the hopper here in order, which is really amazing, and they go and make their circuits around this whole loop here. You'll notice that there are way more of these brewing stands than before. Let's go ahead and clear out the weather. Yeah, so that thing will go around here, and it will, oh yeah, there you can hear it. All 18 of these brewing stands are currently brewing up each successive potion in the chain in order to make a speed 2 potion. Alright, so now we have our splash potions of swiftness 2, and if I just go ahead and flick this lever, all the items are going to be sent into these water streams. There you go. And as you can see, they're all being shot over to this location where they hit that fence gate. They come down here and pile up on top of that hopper and eventually end up in this chest. And as you can see, we have a full double chest of potions brewed up with just one click of that button. So that is a massive improvement. It's something like 18 times faster than the other design, and all we had to do is hit this one button. But overall, I am actually really happy with how this turned out. It's not quite done yet, and I do have a couple more circuits I have to build in order to make this thing fully automated, but when that time comes, it's going to make a massive difference. So that is our progress with the potion lab. Of course, it has been a long time in the making, but I just wanted to show you that I'm actually working on it. It has not been abandoned or anything like that. But next up, I think we... Oh god, almost clipped that pretty hard. Next up, I think we're going to be working on this once again, but we're not going to be doing any of the stuff... Oh, wow, I almost died there. Okay, cool. I'm not going to be working on the overworld part of this just yet. I do want to get the killing chamber built in the nether first. So let's go ahead and hop into the nether here, and we'll see what we have to work with. Oh, what the heck? Oh yeah, this is right, that's right. So I've actually done a little bit of work off camera here, and as you can see, we came up here to this seemingly random portal. This is actually the location where the killing chamber will be. And as you can clearly see, this is really not that much distance here. So our drop chamber, I think it can be fairly small, like maybe a couple of blocks on either side of the portal here. I'm not sure what happens if we only make it 1 block wide. We might have issues with mobs getting stuck inside the portal. So let's see, most mobs are, I believe, 10 hearts of damage, same thing that we have as a player. And each additional block that you go down, further than 3 blocks that is, will increase the fall damage by 1/2 heart. So you need to go down at least 23 blocks to kill off a non-armored mob. Well, I don't know, let's go ahead and dig down here, and we'll see just about how far we can go before we start running into issues. Okay, so this is our drop chute that I just made, and it is quite a bit longer than I think it needs to be. We're at level 36, which means that this is something like a 30 block drop. But I'm starting to hear a lot of lava around us, so I got kind of scared and just left it as it is. So the next issue is, first of all, if we can get out of here, and second of all, how we're going to store the items that these mobs will drop. Any mob that we send through here is going to die in the nether, and we'll have to collect their items in the nether. But I don't want my items in the nether. So it is very possible that we'll be able to make mobs go through a mob system over here, go into the nether, and end up in our storage system over there. Oh crap. But of course, it never really is that simple, is it? So, because we have a lot of portals around this area, we have our main portal over there, we have a bunch of portals over there from the mob system, and we have 3 portals in the nether already. We have to go ahead and find our coordinates here and figure out where that correlates in the nether. And it looks like it corresponds to right about here. Ooh, that is awfully close. If we were just putting the portal over here on the same level, it wouldn't really matter so much. But the issue is that the items are going to be all the way down there. So if we put the portal at that level down there, which will maximize the speed at which items go through, then we might end up having items come through this portal instead of the other one. So that was kind of a bust, but not to worry. I think we actually have a different but also interesting solution to this issue. So instead of putting the items from our mob system into our existing storage system, or a new one that we'll put in there sometime in the future, I think we can actually bring the items from the mob system down into our underground village. That's right, folks, this underground village will finally be getting some use, I think. So you'll probably have noticed that I have done a little bit of work here. This is kind of just like layout. We didn't really get too far with this yet, but I do think that this might be a pretty good candidate for where we want to store the items that come out of the mob system. So I don't know, let's go ahead and plan on putting this nether portal back in here somewhere, and another one at the bottom of our drop chute here, which will be kind of like this. Now, due to the way that nether portals work, we have to light this one, go back through the other portal, and light the other one. And the reason why we have to do this is because if we do go through one of the portals before the other one is lit, it's going to try to generate a new portal somewhere. Alright, and there's one final test we need to do, and that's to make sure the items will actually go through the portal and get spat out on this side. So let's just go ahead and do a little bit of a test. We're just going to throw some items in like this, and if everything went well, when we come around this corner here, there should be a bunch of netherrack sitting out here somewhere. Yep, there it is. That's the netherrack that we threw from the portal on the other side, and looks like this is probably going to work. So that will solve most of our logistical issues when it comes to getting items from the mob farm in the nether. But there is actually one more issue with the mob farm that I want to cover before we wrap it up here for today. So the last thing I want to go over with the mob farm is this light blocking platform, which I mentioned a couple episodes back, but as you probably know, the design that we ended up going with here doesn't actually have any dark spaces in it naturally, because it is just out in the open. So behind me is what I ended up coming up with. It's basically the minimum number of blocks required to block out all the light on that platform there. This is just a simplified mock-up. You'll notice that there are no mobs spawning on it, and that is for a very good reason. So at the top here we have these holes which have a bunch of redstone on them and some pistons that extend to cover these holes. This is how we enable and disable the farm. So right now the light levels on the platforms here are pretty much high enough to prevent mobs from spawning. We have light levels of 8 or higher on every single one of the blocks. Now when we go ahead and flick this lever, that will block out all the holes in the platform up there, which will cause the light level of this platform, the spawning platform, to drop low enough for mobs to start spawning on it. So this is a pretty simple solution, I think, and it will be probably the easiest way to get this farm to turn on and off. So if we pop back into the survival world, we'll be able to figure out where we need to put that platform and just how high up it needs to be in order to be not an eyesore. So the solution to that is going to be to put it way up in the sky. So alright, that's probably high enough. From here we have to go out approximately 14 blocks in either direction. Wow, it is getting really dark. Now we have to fill in this entire area all the way across in a diamond pattern. Excellent. And now what I'm going to do is set up where we're going to put our pistons. So I'm going to make a little bit of a ring like this and put torches on this for now, just to, you know, make sure things are lit. So that is pretty much all there is to this. It's a very simple design, and I don't really anticipate that we'll be needing to come up here very often, so we probably don't even need to make this thing controllable from the ground. Now, this still is a spawnable area of the world, so I'm going to put some string over top of this block and the hole above it, so that when the block is extended, it's not a spawnable spot. And then as we watch this incredible sunrise from all the way up here, I'm going to go ahead and finish up our design here. I think we are actually out of slabs. That is unfortunate, but don't worry, I'll do that off camera. I'll just put a lever there and then get our redstone going in between our pistons there. Let's take a look. Oh man, I missed a spot right in that corner. Ah, that's terrible. That means I have to go back up there and fix that. But I don't know, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. That's for sure. You can't even see it from over here, but that's probably just because the chunk hasn't loaded in. It must be my render distance is not that far, I guess. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it looks kind of hideous, but if you're not looking up there, then you won't notice it, I guess. I could eventually replace that with ice or something, which will have a similar light blocking effect, but it might match the sky color a little bit better. But anyways, folks, that's pretty much going to have to be it for me today. If you have any other suggestions for future episodes, please do leave them down in the comment section below. And next episode, we should be getting to work on finishing this farm behind me, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, folks, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.